Hello, welcome to day 12 of this 30 days React challenge, and let's work on this problem. So we have to create a rating component, mostly 5-star rating or something like that. Let's see, 61% acceptance in this lab. You will create a interactive 4-point rating system using emoji. Okay, emojis. Users will select the emoji and then provide detailed feedback in a text area. Your task is to implement this functionality in React, focusing on user interaction and state management. Great. So again, same thing that we have to use, but it would be a bit better, I guess. We have to use user state hook basically and event handling. So let's start working on this. Let's get rid of this div. They have mentioned div with ID feedback. ID feedback. Inside this div, place 4 buttons, each displaying one of the emojis. Okay. But I won't create all 4 because I know generally whatever style I will have to apply for this one, this first button will have to apply for all 4 buttons. Whatever on click function I will be calling for first button, I think mostly I'll be calling for all buttons because I just have to update an emoji. So I'll create a use state to save this selected emoji. So right now what I'll do is I'll just create one button here and I'll style it a bit using Tailwind. M2 P2, something like this. Yeah, maybe P1. Yeah, and implement feedback mechanism. When a user clicks on any emoji button, display a text area. Okay, so we have to display a text area. That means we'll have to create a text area. Do we need this? I don't think we need this. Self-coding closing tag should be fine in this. Display a text area and add a submit button. Okay. Button ID submit /button. Okay, this and this. What I'll do is I'll add some design to this. Border gray 800 and margin 2, something like this, rounded. This is just for my mental piece to have a better UI at least. Class M2, and I want them to be vertical, but at the same time what they have mentioned is that this text area and submit button should be visible only once we click on the feedback emoji button. That means I have to control the visibility of both of these two items. That also means that we can wrap them into a div so that we can control that div directly in terms of visibility. So let's do this, and what I will do is I'll add class name. Actually, I have been doing this mistake a lot. I'll add this class name and make it flex column, so it looks like this. And I'll add, this is just for my BGCR 500. Great. Let's save this. These class names are not important for you. It's just that I want to create it in a better way. That's it. Nothing else. We have this submit ID. So normally if we are using a button, we will have to use on click, connect it with a handler, and then we will track what we have to do. Handle feedback submission. Okay. On clicking the submit button, log both the selected emoji and the text area to the text from the text area to console. Okay, so we just have to log those details. Great. In that case, what I'll do is I'll first create a const emoji. Set emoji will be the function for that. Use state. If you don't know use state, have a look at my previous videos. I will make it as null. And I have to do this for content also, whichever will get written in this text area. So I'll write content set content. Okay, now what's happening? Okay, we will have to import use state. Import use state from React. Great. And what I'll do is when we click on this button, on click, we'll set, actually I can use set emoji and then I can mention this emoji, but what I'll do is I'll make it very generic. E set emoji and e dot target dot value. We don't need these brackets actually, and this one also. So this should work. I'll check that later, but before I move on, what I have to do is, if this emoji is null, I don't have to show this feedback and submit. So let's do that. Placeholder feedback, and if I write hidden, which is a tailwind class, it should get hidden, this entire thing. So now we just have to control this. So for that, I'll copy this. This will be the default one, plus emoji equal to null. Sorry, I missed this one. If emoji is equals to null, then we will show hidden, else we won't do anything. Okay, and we will add a space here so that it gets added there. I hope this is clear. Let's wrap this entire thing into one bracket. So now it is completely gone, and if I click on it, it is visible. Okay, have a look at it. It basically means we are using a JSX in which we have mentioned the default classes that we want in this. At the same time, we are checking that if emoji is null, then this hidden will be get added to this class name. Otherwise, it will be an empty thing. I think we can use and to make it a bit better. Yes, refresh. But why is this getting broken? Okay, let's keep it this way only. Okay, let's add P1, and now we can do replicate these buttons. 4. What all emojis do we have? So this is also done, and rerun this. Okay, we have to handle this also. On click, handle submit. Let's create this function. It should be here. And we just have to log this in which format. display one of the images that ensure contents on the visible page. Okay, prompt this button. Submit show user ensure that the text and submit button are visible and functional. Okay, handle submission log. Submit click and the text errors selected are logged to the console. The log format is clear and consistent, indicating both the emoji selected at the, okay, they haven't mentioned it. So what we'll do is we'll make it pretty simple. Console.log. I'll first do emoji and then I'll do feedback, not feedback, content. That's it. And now we have to set this content also. So for that, same thing that we have been doing, on change e set content e dot target dot value. That's it. Anything else should I focus on? Let me refresh to see what all errors we are getting. Nothing. Okay, great. Click, we have this, and create video. That's a subtle hint. Okay, emoji is not visible. Maybe let's try dot to string. Refresh. Submit. It is still not visible. Let me try to run these test cases and see what error does it give. Okay, maybe their console is broken or something. I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe console is not compatible for these emoji icons. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure here. Okay, so that's it for this video. There is one more good change that we could have done easily, which I want to do. I'll continue in that, but your challenge is basically completed. I just want to make it a bit better. I want to improve this code. So for that, what I will do is const emojis is equals to, I'll create an array of emojis. Let me copy it from instructions, so that I don't want to create those 4. Wait. Okay, the problem with the current code is that, first of all, we are replicating 4 buttons in which only the text is different. That's one. Second problem that I see is, now if I want to add 5, I want to, instead of 4 rating system, I want to make it 10 rating system. Then we'll have to render 10 buttons and replicate that code again and again. So a better way, I think, is that we should loop through this emojis. So for that, emojis dot for each it should be a JSX. What I'll do is I'll just log this console.log, because I'm not sure if for each is part of it. Refresh, toggle. For each is not a function. Okay, each maybe. Each is also not function. For loop on array in JSX. This is because I've been coding in multiple languages right now, so it becomes really hard to track these, at least for me, maybe not for everyone. Okay, something like this. doesn't look good. Let's do this one. Let's see. Dot map. Okay, dot map. Oh, now I remember. Dot map is a better one actually. Map. Now let's check this, refresh, and we can see all the emojis are there. So now from that we can try to create this button, but instead of this I'll write emoji, and let's fix the indentation and refresh. Let's see. Okay, we have to start that bracket, and this great. We have to start the array. It was a function, so yeah. Now we can see all the emojis, and I'll get rid of the all previous buttons. So that way it will make our code much more easy to understand. And the biggest advantage that I'll show you now is that if you want to expand to some another emoji, for example 7, it's not an emoji but still, so you can easily just add it to array, minimal change, maximum impact basically. And let's test this out. Yes, it is working, and let's run test cases again. Great. So that was the optimized version of it. I don't think they mentioned it, but yeah, I liked it. And great. Do add your feedback also on my YouTube channel, YouTube comments, and do like this stream so that it visit more people. Thank you. Bye bye.